Here, I'm an enthusiastic supporter of nuclear power and have been ever since the 1994 bill that we had. I'm wearing a bumper sticker here, or a pin here that says I survived the 1994 Prairie Island Conference Committee. It was a very controversial bill that we dealt with back in that days, and we did some good things. We allowed the 2 nuclear power plants, or the one at Prairie Island, to continue operating because after the nuclear fuel is used in the reactor, it goes into a water bath to cool it, and after 20 years, the water bath is filled up, has to go someplace, so we authorized dry cask storage of the spent nuclear fuel rods, which allowed the plants to continue operating. But we also required NSP at that time to buy a large amount of wind power and a large amount of power from biomass. And one of the reasons we have so many wind farms in southwestern Minnesota is because of that bill. The turkey manure to electricity plant in Benson is because of that bill. We did some good things, but we did make a mistake, and one was to have this moratorium on nuclear power. We can't even talk about having another nuclear power plant in this state because of what we did in '94. And what we want to do now is change that so we can start talking about it. I have a little exhibit here about how wonderful nuclear power is. There's a little tiny pellet here of nuclear fuel. It's just an example, a piece of plastic basically, that shows how big one pellet of nuclear fuel is. But that little pellet that you've got, that you can see through that window, is the equivalent of 149 gallons of oil, a ton of coal, or 17,000 cubic feet of natural gas. Or if you wanted to compare it to wind, you'd have to have 235 square miles of wind farms to produce as much power as a 1,000 megawatt nuclear power plant. There's a lot of reasons we should go for nuclear. For those that are concerned about CO2 and greenhouse gases, this is the way to go. There's no greenhouse gas emitted from a nuclear power plant. And it's, I know the storage issue is still there, but we've got the dry cask storage system that we can expand and make that work until the federal government finds out a way to store it long term.